You know, when I say don't be afraid, you know what I really mean. Don't even be afraid to die. But I submit to you tonight that no man is free if he fears death. But the minute you conquer the fear of death at that moment, you're free. And you must say somehow, I don't have much money. I don't have much education. I may not be able to read and write, but I have the capacity to die.
Report!
Main power's off.
Perhaps today is a good day to die. Prepare for ramming speed!
Today is a good day to die. Do you remember when we heard Worf say that on Star Trek? Do you remember how we howled in ridicule? How we laughed at him? We didn't, did we? We didn't ridicule him, we didn't laugh at him. Because he was representing a part of who we are, a part that we're proud of. A part that is designed to feel joy at doing what's needed of us by our fellow creatures. It doesn't revel in dying. Worf wasn't saying, I want to die. He was compactly saying, it's a good day to die for the greater good. Every day is a good day to die for the greater good. This is part of us. A part that our society relishes in mutilating, in ridiculing, in distancing from us. Dr. King said, a person is not equipped to live until they know what they would die for. A person is not equipped to live until they know what they would die for. They are not a human being. The person is not a human being that hasn't found why they're here, what's worth more than their own life. Well, maybe he was wrong. You get to decide that. You have to decide that. To me, it's clear he wasn't wrong.
Medic! Medic!
James.
Earn this. Earn it.
The team in saving Private Ryan, of how many people? Half a dozen, 8? That went off into the worst parts of the war to save one man's life. Did we ridicule them? Did we laugh at them for their stupidity? We revered them for their humanity, for their life, for their passion, for their loving. We either envied or vicariously participated in the joy of their life, in the meaning of their life. We are not here to survive, friends. We're here to serve. We are not here to abuse our avatar, to throw it away, to cast it off. It's a tool. But it is a tool. It is not us. We are the spirit of loving within us, the spirit of goodness within us, that piece of the Creator, whatever the Creator is, animate or inanimate. That's what we are. That's why we don't run screaming in laughter from the movie Avatar. We see that it's true.
I see you.
I see you.
Do you remember his girlfriend? The Na'vi? When he's trapped in his human avatar? I see you. And she kisses him. We are not our avatar. We are not here to serve our avatar. Our avatar is here to serve our fellow creatures. None of these people wanted to have their avatar hurt or die. And none of these people were willing to be a slave to their avatar. Francis of Assisi lovingly called his avatar his donkey body. I have no reason to believe he disrespected that body, but that's what it was. That was his donkey body, to do the bidding of the loving spirit within him for the service of creation. That's what we're designed to be, friends, and that's the only, when we're that way, is the only way we can be joyful. And we've been told to fear that, to ridicule it, to distance it, to be glad it's in someone who's in a uniform that's going to do it for them. No, no one can do your living for you. No one can do my living for me. And if I try, then I'm dead by that degree. Now is a good time for loving and for a bunch of us to die. Now is a really good time. There's nothing in history with the Force.
Houston, do you copy? This is Harry Stanford.
Daddy?
That great.
No, I promised you I was coming home.
I don't understand.
Looks like I'm gonna have to break that promise.
A human dying out of love for creation. There's nothing in history with the force that has for waking up the cold, dead souls of onlookers. Our literature is all about that. Our movies are all about that. Aragorn is not going to turn away in that final battle.
Hold your ground! Hold your ground! All that you hold dear on this good earth, I bid you stand! Men of the West!
Knowing that death is near certain, he's not going to stop being a man. He's not going to stop being a human being. And he is making that decision that he is not his avatar, he is the spirit within him. And selecting the life of that spirit at the risk of his avatar. That awakened the tens and tens and tens of people around him, and they too, their souls came alive. Their souls, they came alive with that witness of his. And it so happens they prevailed. But they prevailed in simply that decision. To stand and face the horror. They were not their avatar. They were the spirit within them. Well, there has never been a need of creation like there is right now. There has never been and never will be a need of creation like there is right now in 2013. The science has been clear for 120 years, and clearer still for 30 years, and clearer still for 10 years, and clearer still in the last 5 years, and clearer still every day as the data comes in saying that the scientists year after year have underestimated how dire the situation is. There has never been and never will be a need for people to stand and die as the only means, the only weapon that can prove, that can make real this colorless, odorless, enemy horde, this carbon gas, this fracking leakage methane gas that is doing to creation what Saddam Hussein, Hitler, Ahmadinejad, if he's half as bad as we say, all the so-called evil people in history, they couldn't dream to do 1/1,000,000th of the damage that we are doing by allowing the needless, economically insane, free dumping of fossil fuel emissions in the atmosphere. They couldn't dream of it. There's no way. The closest they could come would be a global thermonuclear war to do the damage that we're doing. That's the fact of it. Current emissions, the thermal equivalent of 400,000 nuclear, Hiroshima-class nuclear weapons going off in the atmosphere every day. And that'll be chicken feed if we don't stop the warming soon enough to stop the methane from escaping the Arctic tundra and permafrost. Maybe too late to stop that, but best estimates are if we act now, it's not. Jefferson said, and I paraphrase, the tree of liberty requires the periodic fertilization of the blood of patriots. Decency, humanity, creation requires the periodic fertilization of the blood of loving citizens. There are two ultimate ways to fight: to spill the blood of another, or to spill one's own blood in a preemptive act, to awaken the soul, the goodness, the kindness, the loving among fellow citizens. There is no other way, friend. There's no other way in history. And if there were, you don't have years to find out. This is what Jesus knew. This is why he went to the cross. His frickin' disciples weren't getting it. Their souls weren't being moved by him. Peter, do you love me? Oh, like a brother, Jesus. They couldn't get agape. They couldn't understand universal love. Jesus had to show them immediately in the most powerful way he could, so he went to the cross. Unless a bunch of us go to the cross now, it's game over. We need to start bending the emissions curve down. We need to bend it down 6% in 2013, and that's on no one's radar screen. No, not true. It's on President Obama's radar screen. But if without us standing alongside him, he can't do that any more than FDR could defeat Germany and Japan without millions of Americans standing alongside of him. There's no magic associated with that office. That's the truth of it. I'm dying for you to see three things. They're all on my blog. If you Google Tracking Plan B, they're all there. Or if you Google Unviolent Peacemaker, all one word, they're all on my Pirate Bay channel. The first one is Averting Ecocide, NASA's Dr. James Hansen. It's my 4 years' work of distilling what the hell he and the 3,500 climate scientists, what their bottom line was. They're not good at getting to the bottom line. I am. The second is the 15 fuel rods to power your resurrection. And the third is my strategy for averting ecocide, the 3 video logs. I'm dying for you to see them and to take them deep into your soul, deep into your heart. I didn't know that my avatar could do what it's done over the last 3 weeks on virtually no calories. There was a little while I did 7 all-nighters in 8 days that I was taking broth, probably 100 calories a day. 2 nights ago, a friend drove an hour round trip twice to bring me a bowl of soup that I had talked about having, a large container of soup, which I drank. Last night, to slow my descent, I had a bottle of Gatorade. And today at 10, I'm going to go to a local restaurant and I'm going to have 1 or 2 cups of French onion soup as a last supper, because I need strength today to finish everything up. The amount of work that my avatar has done, I've always worked everyone under the table because good looks and charm wasn't going to achieve the goals I wanted. I've always worked everyone under the table. What my avatar has done in the last 3 weeks, I had no idea it was capable of. But it's time for me to die now. As my best shot of doing what probably is impossible, which is waking up, beginning to wake up the soul of America, that we don't want to be prostituting our children to pay for our carbon fuels habit for eternity. An estimated 20 to 30 to 40% of their lifetime earnings going to pay the wreckage costs of our burning of coal and oil today. Our soul doesn't want to do that, but we've killed our souls. They're dead. They're inebriated under all of our fleshly intoxications. That's the truth of it. My best shot on awakening our souls is to die now. And I'm so joyful to see that that's how I need to fight, and that's how you need to fight. I'll not get the job done. I might encourage 1 or 2 others to follow, and they may encourage 2 or 3 others to follow. A handful of us need to go that far. Then there can be a mass action of hunger strikes, waves of hundreds of people on hunger strike. Children refusing to eat, children refusing to go to school. Mom, Dad, I love you, I love you, I love you, but you are destroying my home forever, and I won't be able to fix it. So I'm sorry, I am not going to school again until this is fixed. Chancellor, I am sitting in the vestibule until this is fixed. I have no disrespect to you. I respect you. I respect this institution. I respect creation more. I respect the future of my children more. No, this is going to stop now. Look at those 3 video logs I just told you about. Everything I've learned in 5 years of intensive study now is there. Use the true library university of the only unviolent revolution there is, Agape, Universal Family, on the Pirate Bay, Unviolent Peacemaker. Hundreds of the finest examples throughout history of what the only true revolution looks like, and that revolution is the only thing that's going to save creation. Now is the best time to die there has ever been in human history. And you are not living, you are not equipped to live unless you've found something worth dying for. And if it's not saving creation, if it's not averting ecocide, then you're not going to find it and you're not going to be alive. When dozens of people offer their lives as I am, that will be enough to awaken the soul, the cold, dead soul of America. And most of them won't be allowed to die. But those who try won't know it. We just have to go ahead, and you have to hurry. And I highly recommend it. I have never been so joyful. I've never been so at peace. I don't want to die, but I want my next 200 billion children, our next 1,000 generations, to have a home